Okay, so some things to go over with major and minor scales. First off, we want to do fingerboard knowledge, so you can use musictheory.net, and I sent you some other guitar links, some guitar games, Guitar Orb, I think, where they'll put a dot on the fingerboard and you have to select the note, which is good. But you can also use the guitar, so if they put a dot on the 7th fret B string, you can put your finger on the 7th fret B string, and okay, and then type F sharp. So maybe do it with the guitar. Later on, as you get better, you can do it just with the app, because then you can start visualizing it in your brain, in your head. Um, so we've been talking about minor scales and getting from major to minor. So there is something you can do. There's the random scale machine. I sent you that link too, where you can just get a random list of notes. So that idea would be, so if the first note is G, I would play G major and then play it straight up the neck, all positions, all 5 positions, so I know how they're connected. And the last one is so, and then the next one might be B flat or D flat or something. So you run the scales in 5 positions up. Another thing, I so on one of those on Quizlet, I believe there's I think I sent you a link on that. A link on that is going from major to minor, testing yourself how fast you can get from major to minor or minor to major. So we really want to do minor to major. So we got to think 3 frets up. So we got to think if we're giving a key or we know a song is in a certain key, we can make a riff or a melody or a solo using whatever scale or pentatonic we want to do. So if it's in E, you want to think 3 frets up to G major. All right. So you can do that anything. So and that relationship is a 1-4 relationship. So the bottom note is the minor, the pinky is the major. So wherever I do that pattern is major minor relationship. Again, it goes back to I have to know the fingerboard. So if I know D minor, I got to play the D, and then is F. A is C, C is E flat, F is A flat, but I got to know the fingerboard. So we really got to start nailing that down, at least on the bottom 2 strings. And then from there, you can play any major scale that you know, or we should play any of the 5 positions. So, so we want to really do that. And again, we can go in cycle 5 in the beginning. So we can do, so if we say C minor, all right, so it's E flat major. All right, and then we go, so if you go cycle 5, circle the fifth, so you have C, G, D, A, E, B, right? And you can keep going, and then you can go C, F, B flat, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat. Again, knowing the notes. So you can play those all in minor, but thinking, okay, what's the major? So if it's D flat minor, it's E major. So I can play E major there. Okay, E major, E major. Okay, so we want to be able to do that. So you got to do that every day for a few minutes. So do the fingerboard knowledge first for 5 minutes, and then start working on the scales, knowing your 5 positions up the neck, and then flipping them to minor. So you go to randomscalemachine.com, I believe it's .com, get a list of notes, and then randomly just play through the 5 positions for minor scales relating to major. I asked other students, and one of them was like still thinking. She flips in major. She knows the relationship really well, so she can name any major and minor, relative major and minor keys. So if you can get that and know your fingerboard, then you can pretty much solo in minor. You're still using the same fingering, and I think your ear is good enough. You'll start hearing, where the notes are falling. So that's how I would attack it. Fingerboard knowledge the first few minutes. Really know your major scales. Know where your roots are on the major scales. And then know your major scales up the neck and how they're connecting. Remember, you learned them cycle 5. So this is the G fingering. So going up, they go backwards. So G, then an F fingering, and then it's going to be a D fingering, then the C fingering, and then backwards is the A fingering. So backwards in terms of the alphabet. Any questions, let me know. And that's it. Good luck.